0 likes. That sounds about right. I can't turn the game down yet because it's not installed, so people are going to complain right off the bat. Yay! Wow, there's a lot of rebels now. Look at all that rebel scum. Can't take off when I hit you, can you? Rebel scum.
Rebel contact was reported in the caves.
Tell him to go away. My empire.
Somebody said they were hoping you could play Battlefront.
Yeah, I had to I'm reinstalling it now, so.
Pew, pew, pew.
So this is just during the installation, meaning I don't have to worry about dying, because I'm Darth Vader and they're rebel fodder. What in the world? Come on, knock it off, rebels.
He once again taking the spotlight from TH.
It's not his empire, it's mine. You fall back.
It is useless to resist.
See, I got force choke.
Battlefront is one of my favorite games.
Yeah, once it's installed, I plan to just do the ship-to-ship. So, the dogfighting is my favorite part of this game. Come on, Stormtroopers, do I have to do everything for you guys? Seriously? How did...
Is that the best they have?
You probably. They are the rebels. They suck. Got my Empire jersey on.
One or two?
One. I don't have two.
Did you ever play the old Battlefront games?
Yeah, way back.
Hi, Yvonne and Mojo Jojo.
Oh, Jojo.
I'm really counting on the NBA not finishing this season because again, the Spurs playoff streak with the attack.
Yeah, the NBA setup, I don't know about. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. I will have a set of magnets for every league. Yeah, fly around with that, jerkwad. Oh, we'll fly above you. No, you're not.
Say one good thing about the Star Wars prequels.
Jar Jar has less lines as the movies go along. Jar Jar becomes more and more limited. Lucas finally realized that Jar Jar wasn't this brilliant idea. He's going to be a funnier character than we... No, he's not. Take that.
Congratulations on the 13K on the Entertainment Guide channel.
Thank you.
Misguided rebellion will achieve nothing. Chose this path.
What did you think was better, Great American Bash or Fighter?
This will cut you down.
No idea. I've seen the reviews of Fighter Fest. I know people really like Fighter Fest. The Great American Bash thing is so petty by the WWE. So petty. I'm going this way. I don't care where they are.
What are your rankings for the trilogy? That cord made Pixel jump.
The original trilogy's the best. The new trilogy isn't really a trilogy, but I would rank it ahead of the...
There is no defense.
I would rank it ahead of the original, or the prequels. Just because the prequels are pretty bad. Stop shooting me. Makes me very angry.
You have to agree. While there are still some terrible lines in ROTS, the dialogue is much better than tones.
Well, it's like saying half a cup of vomit's easier to swallow than a full cup of vomit.
Okay, ugh, Tim.
Doesn't make anything less gross.
Have you seen the trailer for Greyhound? I might watch it.
Not yet.
Did you
Mine.
have to cancel FestiFest because of the pandemic?
No, just everybody has to be in bubbles. Like, literally bubbles. Like the Bubble Boy, everybody has to be in bubbles. And then we'll have, like, the best mosh pit ever where everybody's in bubbles. It's gonna be great. Seriously? You guys are just jerks.
Do you have Star Wars Battlefront 2?
No. No, I don't. Up until, like, now, obviously, I didn't have Battlefront 1 installed on this thing, so...
Have you heard there might be a second pandemic?
Yeah, we're not worried.
There is no
Got enough to worry about already.
Sounds accurate. Sounds like 2020. How was Canada Day for you guys?
Non-controversial.
Lame that they didn't think it was totally miserable, so there's that.
Yeah, we had the virtual fireworks, so...
They loved
It's because we're
Yeah.
Canadians, so...
They really, really liked the virtual fireworks.
Canadians, the easily entertained. Oh
They
wait,
really
let's
liked
go.
that.
Why did you guys come over here? The bad guys are over here. Rebel scum.
I think David should have been more specific when he... Oh, when... I'm not sure that... Oh, okay, when he said he wanted to come to Edmonton. I've kind of heard that joke a few times.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if Toronto's a hub city and the Stanley Cup gets one in Toronto, not in Toronto?
Well, yeah, that's...
Can you
Well-
play a Star Trek game next time?
I don't have a Star Trek game. This one I already had in my library. I just didn't have it installed. What was I going to say? The rumor is that the Stanley Cup Finals and the Conference Finals are going to be in Edmonton. So when they get down to the
Makes
Final
sense.
Four, it'll be in Edmonton.
Makes sense.
now see your father.
I know Bon Jovi isn't allowed at FestiFest, but is Taylor Swift at least allowed?
That depends on Yvonne. She's been very nervous that Taylor Swift might have a thing for me. I don't know where she's getting that from, but that's her concern. Young enough that it's weird. She's 26 or something like that, 25,
That would be
26. I
weird.
think. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. Just it's weird.
Battlefront 2 is free if you have PSN Plus. Big file though. 115 gigabytes plus.
Oh dear lord! I'd have to uninstall something to get that installed.
Yeah, he knows the game is too loud, he can't turn it down yet.
Yeah, there's no way to turn that down.
Revenge of the Sith is
I don't
still
think.
my favorite Star
Maybe.
Wars. Hayden Christensen for the win.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go.
Is
Surround sound.
Travis Sanheim a top 4 defenseman?
Sanheim? Yes. Alright, there we go.
On Wednesday they have triple XP for this game, and weekends are double XP.
Well, that's good. And I'm a celebrity, so with my empire, shouldn't be a problem with me getting extra XP. Because, you know, being a big deal and all. What are you shaking your head at? I'm obviously kidding.
People are ridiculous.
I've been dealing with ridiculousness today, so I want to shoot something. That's basically how this
People
works.
online are having meltdowns, so...
So I'm ready to
and
start.
they're making themselves sound really silly.
Yeah.
So...
My job is to just make the videos, report on what I see, and just give my take on it, and that's that. That's it. And I'm guaranteed to offend at least one fan base every time I do it. Sometimes two. Maybe if I'm lucky, 4 or 5.
Usually several.
There's usually several that get mad at anything I might say at any one time.
Elias Peterson said in his media scrum today that he brought his PS4 over from Sweden due to insanity.
Oh, for sure.
Understandable.
Yeah. Yeah, see, everybody got
Especially
mad at
they
Line A
can't be
for
going
playing
out.
Fortnite, but he was
There's a lot worse things they could be doing.
yeah, he was a trailblazer. We just didn't know it at the time.
Which NHL team is most like the Empire?
Pittsburgh.
Why won't Canadian government force NHL players to do the 2-week quarantine? No one should be above the rules.
Because the NHL is in a unique position compared to any other employer, where players should not be exposed to the public. They shouldn't be out amongst the public once they're in the bubble.
So, it's not that they don't have a two-week quarantine. It's just treated slightly different. So what they're saying is the NHL group, they're considering it like a family. So that family is able to do stuff together, but they can't go out amongst the public for that 2 weeks. So a quarantine, they wouldn't be able to be with people outside of their family, which right now the Canadian government is super strict on. They call people daily. If you don't answer your phone, the police show up at your door. But what they're doing with the NHL is just you guys are a group, so you guys can do their practices and stuff and be together. They just can't go like out to the grocery store or things like that. So
like
that's where
Pedersen,
it's a little bit different. So just saying they don't have to do the 2-week quarantine is not quite accurate. Yeah.
So Pedersen was at practice right away after arriving in Canada, but the reason for that is because that's it. Like, he shouldn't be out in public and amongst people. He's supposed to just go to the arena and be at team facilities. That's it.
Right. Whereas if we had gone to the States and come back, we're not allowed to leave our house.
So for Virtanen to be out partying, that's different because he's Canadian. He's only been in Canada.
Why are people mad at you?
Today it's that I agree with Edmonton and Toronto getting the hub cities.
Because
So,
Shannon understands why the NHL wouldn't want
I get
have
it.
Vegas
I
as
get
the hub city.
I get a lot of it. And it really shouldn't matter since we're not going to be going to any of the arenas to play, watch, nothing. I mean, it's just the players, that's it.
You need to up your game and try to offend every fan base out there.
Oh, I've already done that.
He really does. He's pretty good at that part.
I don't say anything technically offensive, but yeah.
He's Vader. McKinnon is... Watching Rock for Relief Feeding America today. Live streaming on YouTube, 5 p.m. Pacific. Well, that would be in 2 minutes.
So I'm going to say no.
And I haven't even heard anything about it. And I usually hear about a lot of things, but if it's specifically American things, then no. I haven't even heard about it. Which NHL team is most like the Rebels? The Canes?
Well, who never wins? Basically anybody in Canada. Right now, any Canadian team would be the Rebel Alliance. Because they just don't win. The Rebels generally don't win. Hey, Katie. I know. Hi, Shadow. Shadow figures I can pick him up because I'm not busy right now.
But players aren't quarantining.
Hey, knock it off.
What players are you talking about? Because the players I've seen out in public, they've been in Canada.
Yeah, the Canadian players don't have to be in the bubble, and players are not in the bubble yet, so...
They haven't started that. America hasn't done the right close game, and look how bad it's getting. It is.
Yeah, every day it's a new record.
It is. It's bad. Taylor Swift is 31, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Shows this fact.
Who are the Wookiees?
weakness is your undoing.
Wookiees? I mean, Chara, I guess, could be a shaved
Yeah, there
Wookiee.
you go. Did you play Knights of the Old Republic?
I have played it. I don't have it, but I've played it.
There was blaster fire reported in the med bay.
Did you play Knights of the Old Republic?
You just
there's-
asked me that.
Yeah, no, it's just on here more than once.
Okay.
More than one person asked you that.
Okay.
This is your empire, ha ha ha. That's Shadow.
That's why I picked
He
this.
saw the conversation earlier that I was like, wait, what? I had to come downstairs and show that one to Shannon. I don't understand why people are mad at the Hub City selection. Playing games in the States would be a terrible idea right now.
Yeah, do we want to finish the playoffs or just not finish the playoffs?
It's too bad because I did think that Vegas would be a
Yeah.
perfect location for it. They really do have the means to be able to accommodate that many people quite easily, but with how things are going, I was starting to think, well, crap, we're not going to get the playoffs.
Yeah.
I really was.
Yep.
And then once they said, no, it'll be in Canada, I was like, oh, we'll actually get hockey. I really didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Yeah, they kind of have to have it in Canada. Just the numbers are just, they have to. Which makes me think NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, we have good luck. NFL's already announced they're slashing their preseason in half. And they're not going to have fans in New York for games. And I'm thinking, you might want to go further than New York. Like, are they actually selling tickets?
Distance of protection.
Players from Europe won't want in the United States if the bubble was there. Yeah, I think there would be a lot more players that would say, no, thank you.
That's the funny thing is everybody's like, oh, the NHL. You know what?
It's Bettman.
It's also
It's
the
Bettman.
NHLPA.
That's
The
what I was-
NHLPA.
It was Bettman.
The NHLPA is equal to this. So it may very well be that the league was like, oh yeah, no, we want to play in Vegas, and the players said no. That is possible.
No, it's because they want a Canadian team to win the cup because
They're
of
kind of late
ratings.
for that.
Come on now, Shannon. It's obvious.
It's while they're trying to get a U.S. TV deal, they want to make sure they're screwing over American teams as much as possible.
Because they want a Canadian
Yeah.
team to win the cup.
Because we know that Americans watch Canadian teams just as much as Canadians want to watch American teams.
Do you recall the James Charles issue? You spoke
Oh, yeah.
about it a year ago. Something more happened.
Yeah, the bit with Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and Toddy. It is an odd situation. Shane Dawson's paying the price, and yet Jeffree Star isn't. And I'm starting to wonder just what dirt does he have and on who. Apparently, he has it on everybody. I've never understood his popularity. He doesn't seem like a very nice guy.
Does that make the California teams the bounty hunters?
Well, that makes sense since you have Star Wars land in California, so you gotta have something there.
Haha, that conversation was the funniest thing I've ever read. It's funny because the moment he attacked my fandom personally, he lost all validity.
Yeah,
It was weird. It was like, okay. Well, no, I think he lost it once he said, well, clearly they won in Canada so that Canada can win the cup. Wait, what? This is rigged. What? What is your favorite song of all time?
Kashmir, Led Zeppelin.
Cam Newton is with New England. Super
Yep.
happy.
And he's being paid I believe it's 53rd highest paid quarterback.
Will we ever get the official Hub City announcement?
Yes, it'll either be today or tomorrow. Has to be, because training camp starts in a week, so has to be announced this week. I'd be very surprised if not tomorrow. It's part of the reason I haven't done more videos yet today, and I waited as long as possible before doing the live stream because I thought it might get announced today. Okay, seriously, guys, what are you doing?
What would make you more mad, Edmonton or Pittsburgh winning the Lafreniere sweepstake? Pittsburgh.
No, I would go with probably Edmonton, just personally, because just for me, it just they really don't need them. Pittsburgh, you can argue some of their players are getting older. You could make the argument they need a new face of the franchise, but
Do you think salary cap / free agency changes will mess up the expansion draft for Seattle?
if anything, I would think it might allow them to have even better players that are available to them. Like I said in the video today, I think we're going to see some rather interesting players available via free agency, maybe via the buyout route and whatnot, because teams are going to be up against the cap. I can't imagine how mad Kyle Dubas has to be deep down about all this.
Favorite John Hughes movie?
Breakfast Club.
NHL wants Canada to win the cup. Too bad the Leafs didn't get that memo.
Or the Canucks, or the Flames since '89, or Ottawa, or they wanted Canada to get it, but they wanted Canada to lose the Nordiques and the Jets back in the day too. So they didn't want all Canadian teams to exist. They just wanted the ones that did to win the cup eventually, I guess.
Do you
They're
think
just
signing
building up
bonuses
tension.
should be allowed?
Yes, I don't have a problem with signing bonuses. I don't know whether or not there should be a cap on them, but yeah, they should be allowed.
What are the Leafs going to do? They are in trouble with the cap.
Yes. Yeah. Because again, the assumption, and I always saw people saying, who cares, the cap goes up every year anyways, and I was like, well, it doesn't have to. And now we're seeing that, yeah, it doesn't have to, and if it doesn't, then you're in trouble.
When will Elliot Friedman shave his crazy fisherman beard?
Probably right after the pandemic's done, I would think.
Who remembers this show, Dragon Tales? I do.
You were in it, weren't you? You were one of the actors on that one, yeah?
Imagine the conspiracy theories if the Pens get it. Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh, I'm already hearing, well, the league has this rigged
Absolutely.
for, and I've heard Pittsburgh,
So-
Edmonton,
oh my gosh.
Chicago, Montreal. I've heard it's rigged in favor, like everybody. So no matter who wins it, it's rigged in favor of that team. Amazing.
Next season, how would a regular season work with hub cities? It would have to be in one city. If teams are traveling from one bubble to the other, doesn't that defeat the purpose of a bubble?
I
If there
think
were a few,
I think there's going to be 4, and I would think you'd have it where they only move probably once every other week,
There is no defense.
and it would
so
be very, very limited.
A strict bubble, but it would kind of contain it. Try to mitigate outside contamination as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think it could work. It'd be definitely difficult.
Oh, it's going to
but
be extremely difficult for
everything's gonna be
31
difficult,
teams.
But I think it's possible. Especially if they make use of other arenas, not just the NHL ones. So say if Vancouver was one of the hub cities, they could even use the Giants arena since they don't need all of the stands for the fans. They could even use Abbotsford.
Yes.
And there's so many other arenas as well. I don't
Yep.
know that other arenas would be as camera ready, but I'm pretty sure the Langley one and Abbotsford one would be. Don't you think? Like, I don't think it'd be as hard to get them NHL camera ready.
Well, and the NHL has plenty of time to figure that out. It's
Right.
between
That's
now
what
and
I mean.
January.
I don't think it would be as difficult. Like, they could get any arena. Well, no, not any. A lot of them they could get ready, but there would be some that would be much easier. And the ones that they already have televised games at, I would think would be the easiest to modify. Are all the mascots traveling to hub cities?
No, I can't see them bringing in mascots.
I think they could do kind of like what they do with the wrestling, where they can have, and same with like the Canada Day thing we were watching yesterday. So they had the virtual Canada Day. There's tons of them. But the big one on CBC, there were some things that you could tell was pre-recorded. Like there was, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Sarah McLachlan did a song, and you could tell exactly. Like I knew where she was. She was in Vancouver on the harbor. Well, you could tell it wasn't recorded yesterday because it wasn't raining. And so the
Sure.
kids were asking me about it. Is this live? No, you can tell it's not live because it's not raining. Yet it's cloudy, so you can tell it was maybe a day or two ago. They could do things like that. They could do some fun things with the mascot and have it pre-recorded and, you know, just show things during the between times, or, you know, when you gotta go to a
Seriously?
face-off, so we'll just show this for a little moment. I think they could do some fun things with it. Yeah, they could do fun stuff. Will all the games be in Canada next season?
That's my guess. I mean, unless something dramatic happens with the U.S., my guess is we'll probably see a lot of games in Canada. If it's not all of them, it's probably going to be close.
Gritty is not going to like it if he isn't invited into the bubble.
I don't know that he even needs an invite. He may just show up anyways.
Do you think the Redskins are going to change their name from what FedEx said?
I think it's a good bet that they're going to change it anyways. I'd be very surprised if they don't.
Does the longer time before next season increase the odds of first-round picks starting in the NHL?
Yes. Yeah, no, they'll have an extra few months. It depends. The other thing depends too, though, is are they on the ice? Are they practicing? Are they in shape? Because if they're not, that may actually set them back. That's something we have to watch with next year's draft class too.
Should Canada build a wall?
We may have made that joke once or twice.
Like
I've seen South Park and it makes me laugh.
For more than 4 years, we've been making that joke. Would the NHL consider not having games live and recording them?
I can't see that. I think we'll have tape delays, but I can't see there being tape games. Where's all the shooting coming from? What jerks? Trying to take their base and they're just being jerks about it.
Maybe the players should be replaced with AI. There could be an audio animatronic OV. As an American, I say yes. Canada needs to build a wall. Save yourselves.
Well, I mean, we've already got it where the border's closed. Nobody's going in. I mean, now I have to say, too, if Americans are worried about immigration, good news. There isn't any. I've never been more secure that I probably wouldn't move to the States right now. Nope.
Biggest problem with playoffs in hub cities. What happens if we have like 5 overtime marathons? That's what I've been saying. What happens if it goes into triple overtime?
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly if games go that
They're gonna
late.
work it if they're having more than one.
And remember, I get the joy of reporting on all of them. So if they go that late, I'm still reporting on them, taking notes, getting my boards done. Could be interesting, but I do hope by the end of this month that's a problem I have. I'm really hoping. What? Now they're back here? Oh, jerks.
Previously, Dan Snyder vowed that he will not allow another name for his risk.
Yeah, things have been changing though.
All right. They need tape delays because the players swear like drunk sailors.
They're apparently doing that with the NBA because they know there's going to be swearing on the court. In Canada, I don't know that people would necessarily care.
I think whichever player has done the best to stay in shape, game ready, strong during COVID will see themselves move up the draft. It's tricky though because a lot of them haven't had access to ice.
And then there's no combine this year either. At least there hasn't been any announcement of how they're going to do a combine or testing at this stage. I know that the interview process has gone forward because obviously you can interview them remotely, but there's certain tests and things they put the prospects through that they haven't been able to this year.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
He's wrong, pie.
I'm not wrong. I'm a boy.
He's wrong. Which, you're just proving my point. Maybe the Edmonton Eskimos can finally change their name, too.
It's a stupid name. It's not a great name for a team in the first place. So even if it was okay with people, that it's Rough Riders is available.
Yeah. The world is burning. Who cares if people hear naughty language?
You know,
on
I have
TV?
to say on the news they haven't been editing out any swearing for months now, and I think there's probably some real. You know what? This probably isn't the worst thing in the world if people are swearing. I think maybe finally North American society is catching up with the rest of the world on that. That swearing and boobs are probably not the worst things in the world.
I told you about how I explained art from the Reformation to learning about Reformation artists, and there's a lot of pictures of topless women, and so I had to explain to our teenage boys that, back then,
It wasn't a big
boobs
deal.
weren't seen as being evil.
It wasn't a big deal.
It's just, this is a body.
Yeah, this is just how people look.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a big deal. I'm starting to think this game's never going to install. I'm starting to think that this is what I'm going to be doing for the whole live stream.
How have the COVID numbers been near you?
Good. They've honestly been good.
Oh, I uploaded my app. There's only 2 people in the ICU with COVID in BC right now. So in all of BC, there's only 2 people in the ICU. That's awesome. And 17 people in the hospital. Oh, 1 more death.
Oh, way to go.
We're up to 177. For the whole thing, we've had 177 people die. And there's 9 new cases.
Really? 9? That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep, we're back to under 10. We had a few days last week, so it was Dr. Henry explained that after we opened up to phase 2, our numbers would go up, and they did, because we were down by like 5 a day or so, and then it went up. I think our highest day we had 20 new cases.
Yeah, I know you
And
panicked that day.
Yeah, it was just one of those, oh my gosh, 20, but now we're back to under 10, so that makes me feel better. Yeah. So 9 new cases, 2 people are in the ICU, and 17 people are in the hospital, and that's for the whole province. And we have 6.5 million people in BC.
Something like that.
So if you want to compare that to numbers of places in the States or whatnot.
I can't get him because he's in the wheel well.
Are all
Are
the
you
kitties
serious?
in the room? We've got Pixels
Jeez.
right in front of us.
Yeah.
Bear's right here. Oh,
And Shadow's
the
in front of me.
Okay, I was gonna say Shadow was here. He's at Shannon's.
He's in front of me because he wanted to come up, but I said no.
Games install faster on rest mode.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get some things.
The U.S. has the most censorship and often over the stupidest thing.
I'm amazed at how much Janet Jackson's breast really broke everybody. The people were going to call, and I can't believe that in a nice family sport like football, where
my
guys are
gosh,
trying to kill each other over a ball of pigskin.
There was the Super Bowl.
I mean, 3 guys broke their leg, but there was a boob, and I gotta say, I mean, the leg breaks were fine, and all the guys tackling each other in their tight pants. That's family friendly, but tell you, once a boob comes out, that's just, you've got to think of the children.
Did you guys get the Bonnie Henry mug? The Bonnie Henry mug? I don't think I've seen that. That's fun.
Not yet. We will, but not
Bonnie
yet.
Henry's great.
Yes.
Did you see the Who Cancel Canada thing on Twitter? They had it on CBC.
Cancel Canada Day?
Yeah.
They had that?
Yeah, they talked about it. They went to this, they had an Aboriginal group that has a
thingy, like a
Like
protest every year.
celebrating Canada Day doesn't mean you are excusing every single thing Canada's ever done,
Well,
or
what
that
they
you
were
don't know what
saying
Canada's done.
is that Canada Day is celebrating genocide.
No.
But, like, I can understand what they're saying, but I don't agree with that. And I think, having watched all of the virtual Canada Day things, they did a really good job in, like, every single thing at the beginning. They talked about how we're on Aboriginal and First Nations lands, and they incorporated a lot of the Indigenous people and First Nations. They had stuff in many of their languages. They had songs and a lot of their people in all of the virtual Canada Day stuff. So I think they've done a lot to change things.
The power of the Force.
Yeah. The installation has gone up like 1% in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, it has. It's been great. I'm very, very excited about how quickly it's installing.
Florida has 10,000 new cases.
Yeah.
Does it seriously?
Oh, for sure.
Well, so the kids were asking me about it, and I was looking up the numbers and comparing them. I was having them kind of do the math and showing them, okay, this is how many cases Canada has. This is how many people Canada has. So Canada has like 16 million more people in it than Florida. And we had, our numbers were a little high because there's a bit of the outbreak in Ontario right now. So we had 360 cases yesterday.
Most of that's Ontario.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's an outbreak in Ontario right now, so the numbers are higher. And Florida, they've been getting numbers like 7,000, 8,000, and they have 15 million more people less. So that's just, it's just scary stuff.
Because again, the whole, well, it's only young people getting it. Well, they know old people.
And young
It's
people
not-
get really sick. I have a friend that has COVID right now. She has had to go to the ER twice from lack of oxygen. They have one of the oximeters on her, and she keeps going down. What was it?
82%.
She got down to 82% this morning because they send them home. If they can, they send them home just so that there's room. And her oxygen's still going down, and they have her on like nebulizer and all these drugs. And she's my age, and she is really, really sick. So this whole, well, you know, only so many people die, you get really, really sick. And yeah, it makes me nervous. She keeps like updating how she's doing, and she's really sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, when people talk about it's only killing old people, okay, first off, you should care anyways. But really, these people really sick.
I can't say that I ever said,
It's awful.
you know, Grandpa died this week, but at least it was Grandpa. So, you know, whew, as long as it wasn't somebody important.
Ad agency I worked for did the Cialis. Is that what this is? Ads aired during the Super Bowl. The amount of death threats our executives received because people were offended. Outrageous. Oh my gosh. Did you see how people complained about the Super Bowl halftime for being too offensive for kids? That was so ridiculous because it was women dancing in dance outfits. Like
I thought it
they
was
would wear
fantastic.
for gymnastics or dance, because those women they have some moves.
I was
they
more
were doing,
offended
like-
by some of the complaining. Nobody wants to see a 50-year-old woman moving around. Why not?
People are awful, and they were doing like Latin style dances, and people are terrible. Assuming this is Battlefront 2.
Nope. Battlefront 1. And it's stuck on the
Why are you
install.
playing 1 instead of 2?
I don't have to. This I didn't have to pay for. And I have never played 2. At least 1 I've played. I'm not very good at it, but I've played it. That's the important thing, that I've played it.
This will cut you down.
Yvonne, how did you do it to lose weight? You look great. Well, thank you.
She really does, doesn't she?
Dork.
How you doing?
Dork. I super
Can't call me
duper
that.
duper watch what I eat.
Doctor talked to you
Super
about that. You're not
duper.
allowed
Like,
to
I have
call
an
me
app
that.
on my phone, and I don't as much now. I used to put everything in my phone so I could, like, be more knowledgeable about calories, and I really watch my carbs. I don't eat any sugar, like, no sugar at all. I really don't eat carbs except for carbs that are naturally occurring in dairy. Yeah, I just really watch what I eat. Super duper. I kind of do like keto, but not the high fat part. So it's moderate fat keto, basically. Yeah. There was a party in Alabama where college students made a bet on who would get the virus first, and
Yeah.
whoever
That's a brilliant idea.
got the pool of money. That helps.
That's brilliant. That's a fantastic idea, especially when you don't have very many people with health care. Because you might need that money for your health care.
People are special.
I don't get it. And even, you know, back when I was a kid, you could have parties for measles and chickenpox and all that. But there's long-term health things with chickenpox, and I have problems.
Comparatively.
I have problems with my nasal cavity because of a huge bleeding problem I had when I had the measles. So it's not like those didn't have their consequences too. I just find that so weird.
I much prefer exercising than dieting. That's how Shannon
I like both.
is. I don't like exercising. Other than like going on walks, I love going on walks, but I am horrible at sticking to exercise regimes. That's so not my thing. And so for me, it's way easier for me to super control my diet than it is to exercise.
See,
Shannon
for me,
is fantastic at the exercise.
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, the exercising part means, okay, good, so I can have a chocolate bar today. I'm good.
I thought Shakira and Jennifer Lopez were great. They were, and I saw all the complaints, and so I had to go and look up this dance to see why people were complaining, and I was like, wait, what are they talking about?
Yeah, none of it
They
made any
watched a
sense.
different thing than I did because I don't understand.
Yeah, none of it made any sense. Where I'm like, seriously, they didn't do anything. Oh, she's dancing like a stripper. No, she's not.
No, they were doing a Latin dance that. Oh my goodness, people are silly. Is there Canada cake left over, and do you deliver? It wasn't a cake. It's like a tart. So it's the crust, and I did it all without sugar. The kids thought it was fantastic. It had the crust, and then it has like cream cheese and sweetener. I put monk fruit in it, and then the chopped up fruit. So it wasn't cake. It's like a tart, and it's really good, and it has no sugar. And the kids loved it, even though there's no sugar. Do you deliver? I don't think, with how long customs takes right now, I don't think it would be good by the 2 weeks it took to get there.
True.
The doctor called. Doctor said Yvonne needs to call Shannon a dork at least 30 times a day.
That's not a real doctor. That sounds like something a Dr. Pepper might say.
I'm just hoping the vaccine's being tested now at work, which apparently we'll know the results in
They're
September.
testing it.
So they're testing
now.
so many. There's a lot of vaccines being tested. I know
There's one
at
in the
least
States that's
3
being
in
tested right now.
Canada. Last I heard, there were 3 different ones in Canada being tested. One of them's in BC.
There's one in Halifax that apparently's got
I think with
promising
so
results
many,
too.
like with the whole world testing things and trying to solve this, I think we've got a decent chance of at least having something that helps. Even if it's not one of those lifetime vaccines, it'll be something to help us get through.
It's
the
about getting ahead of it.
pandemic.
It's about getting ahead of it.
Yeah. And then if they can do some kind of medicines that help mitigate the side effects of getting it, that would be amazing. That'd be great.
Take it again. You take it too. You're fine. You take it.
I am
Take that.
having
Take
a health
that.
issue, so I can't exercise now.
That.
Pulsatile? Sidle? I can't read that. Tinnitus?
Tinnitus.
No, that's not it. I think so, but it's not what those letters say. Which is usually caused by a blood vessel problem in the brain. Oh my goodness. I'm in the process of getting tests. Might need surgery. That's scary. Oh my goodness. Americans overreact to everything, except the pandemic. People underreact to that. No. The only people shocked by the halftime show were people who didn't know who J-Lo and Shakira were.
I found it really weird because again, it was like I remember when the Janet Jackson thing happened. I was watching. I didn't see anything.
I know.
It was
I was even looking
people
for it.
pausing and going through frame by frame. Is that what I think it is? And
I
like
wasn't even looking, and I
at full speed, I couldn't see it. So I thought it was really weird they made such a big deal about it.
Isn't there a swine flu outbreak?
No,
No.
and there better not be either.
No, there's a possibility
It's the last thing we need.
a swine flu outbreak, but it hasn't happened.
Yeah, it's called
And
G4.
I would think there might be enough doctors.
G4 TV
like,
was bad
no,
enough. We don't
can't
need
do
a
this.
G4. We don't need it.
Yeah. I think the WHO said there are 133 vaccine trials worldwide right now. That wouldn't
Sounds about
surprise
right.
me. 'Cause again, I know there's several in Canada. What are your thoughts on Americans going to Alaska? Oh my gosh.
Well, they're lying about it. So they'll arrive at the Canadian border and say they're going to Alaska, and then they actually go somewhere else. They go camping in Alberta, or they just
Yeah,
drive
I've heard
through
a lot
BC.
are going to Banff.
And,
They've caught quite a few of them camping
yeah.
in BC.
Yep.
BC's being really, really strict about it. Like, I've seen several stories of RCMP coming to people with Alberta plates and saying, no, we're not doing this. You have to be local to camp here.
Yep.
It's the whole pandemic thing. I know we'd like to be outside and travel, but we can't.
I'd like to be outside.
I know, I miss outside.
See, even Vader wants to be outside, but it won't let him.
I miss outside.
He wants to go outside. See, Darth Vader's not a bad guy. He wants to be outside. See, now these evil rebels are coming in and make it so he can't go outside.
No, this is Battlefront 1. Would Shannon ever get a tattoo?
No.
No, not. Trick with tattoos is you have to want it forever.
Yeah, I haven't had anything I want to have stuck on my body for the rest of my life.
Forever.
Yeah, I haven't found anything that I'm like, okay. You know, when I start losing my mind and my memory's going, then yeah. Then, you know, we can go full memento with it. And I'll just have things to remind me all over. But until then, I really don't need to. It's not really important.
If Vancouver won the Lafreniere lottery or draft, should they trade it for a top-tier young defenseman and a few lower-round draft picks?
No.
Lord knows the Canucks need more defense than
Nope.
offense.
Nope, I would trade somebody else or something else, but I would not give up Lafreniere. I don't know what I would trade, but it wouldn't be Lafreniere. That wouldn't happen.
Yvonne, you should watch and review the Tim Burton Batman. Switching to night shifts in 2 weeks, and I'm really excited. Could Vancouver win the cup next year if they win the draft lottery this year?
Oh, for sure. The Canucks, I don't think they're that far off. The problem is it's Vancouver, so I don't want to get too excited. But they should at the very least be a playoff team next year, and if they did win the draft lottery, that would be crazy. That could be a huge time or game changer for them.
I know people in Alaska,
Ooh.
even if they got into Canada somehow, Alaska would close their border because screw the lower 48.
Even Alaska's got their numbers going up. Alaska, Hawaii, there's 38 states now that have them trending in the wrong direction.
Why didn't Galchenyuk work anywhere except Montreal?
I think honestly, I think it's effort. The talent's there. I think it's effort.
Would you trade Betzer for D'Angelo?
No, D'Angelo. You know, just from what I've seen and from what I've heard, I don't think he would fit into the to the Canucks locker room. I don't know that would be worth it.
if they cancel the hockey season because of COVID, what other videos will you be doing?
A lot more history stuff. Obviously, we've already got the live streams in place. There'd be a lot of stuff coming up. If they did cancel it, then you're going to have free agency. You're going to have the draft. There's going to be a lot to talk about still. And then, of course, career videos. Lots of career videos.
If the Canucks got left, then maybe you could trade Besser.
It's possible you could trade Besser, but I'd really rather not. I really like Besser. I really worry that Besser would go somewhere else and it would come back to Hannes.
He's really kind of the face of the Canucks right now.
That's my concern as well, other than Pettersson.
Well, yes, that's true. They actually have, because they had the Sedins for a long time, and they were the ones that you'd always see on things. And so they needed other big players. That'd be sad if they got rid of them.
What good is a stronger attack if I can't use it all the time?
Why don't they just stop letting Americans go to Alaska?
Well, they can't. It's their country. So you can't.
It's
you can't
part
do
of
that.
an agreement.
Yeah.
There are different agreements.
It's like how they can't close the park near us here.
Park, yeah, they cannot close it. It's in a treaty from the 1800s. So there are certain...
From 1814. So,
there are
during the War of 1812, that treaty was signed. Because the War of 1812 lasted 6 years. So during the War of 1812, it was decided that if we didn't share Langley, that we would give up Southern Ontario and Northern Quebec. I'm not sure how that would work because...
No. So there are treaties between
work,
the United States and Canada regarding the border and how that works. And there are different spaces that are in weird positions. Alaska's one of them. And we have the Peace Arch Park near us, well, near-ish to us, and it's like a no-man land. And one of the parts of the treaty is they cannot build a wall or fence or anything like that within, was it 10 feet?
Something like
from
that.
the border. So there has to be this no-man land. And if Canada breaks that treaty, the United States gets part of Southern Ontario and Quebec. I might have started laughing. So they can't close that park because Canada wanted to. So they just closed the parking lot. I think it's funny though.
Apparently Canadians were using that to get items that they had shipped to the U.S., so the American Post Office box problems that we're currently having. So if that's a way around it, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Since I'm a polite Canadian, though, I actually emailed the border services to see what their advice might be. I haven't heard back from them yet.
I'm sure they get so many emails right now.
And I even started it with that. I'm sure you guys get this a lot, but...
Does Horvat get overlooked?
Yes. By non-Canuck fans, absolutely. I think most Canuck fans know how important he is and how good he is, but non-Canuck fans, yeah, he definitely gets overlooked.
No, couldn't they arrest them? I don't know that they would want to arrest him, but I know the Mounties or police do come in and tell him, you need to leave. We've had quite a few locally that's happened. Because we have some awesome camping near us, and if you don't have BC plates, the police will come and tell you to get out. Is Seattle going to name their team in the next 20 years?
That's supposed to happen this summer, according to Ted Lywicki, if you trust him at all. I don't, but according to Seattle's owner, they're supposed to be naming him this summer. That's supposed to happen. That'll happen right after this game's finished installing. Which apparently is going to be sometime tomorrow. Which is fine. This is still nice and therapeutic.
You should take that loophole, Shannon. Well, it's tricky. Because they really watch that no man's land. You cannot... So we come in from the Canadian side. They really watch you to make sure you don't go past. So we have to have somebody bring it to us. And it's not like you can park cars near the border on both sides. So it's a tricky thing. Should the Washington NFL team change their name?
Yep.
Yep. Is there no story to this game? You've been fighting in the same area for the past half
There
hour.
is. It's not a great story, there is, but I'm just doing what you're allowed to do until the game installs. I had assumed that it would actually install. So that was my bad. That's on me. So I apologize for that. I assumed it would install.
Does it surprise you that Vegas puck possession numbers were top 3 in the league?
No, not when you've got Stone, Pacioretty. You've got some very good offensive players in Vegas. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Canadians don't have to worry about their border. They've amassed 98% of the population on the border. They're all armed with Canadian bacon. The kids were asking me yesterday what Canadian bacon was because we don't have it here. It's an American thing.
Right.
And so they're like, why? What is Canadian bacon? Do we have Canadian bacon? No, we don't even have, like, there's nothing that I can even say, well, it's this. We have ham, but we don't have little circle ham. And it's not the same as back bacon because it's little circle. So we can't even get Canadian bacon if we wanted to. We don't have anything the same.
That's true.
I have friends who constantly cross the U.S. Canada through off-road tracks. Ours are patrolled. So we have Zero
four-wheelers.
Avenue that
Four-wheelers.
goes right along the border. Like it's Zero Avenue and the border's right there, and they have those little, I don't know, what are those called? Little metal posts.
Hookers.
No, Shannon.
I don't know.
They tell you where the border is.
I don't know how this system works.
But when I drive on Zero Avenue, I only drive on that road for, 4 kilometers or so?
About that, yeah.
We count. We will always see at least 2 American...
Seen as many as 4.
Yeah, we've seen many more. Sometimes they're on their little 4-wheelers.
With guns.
Their camo and their big herkin guns.
Uh-huh.
It's weird. You're not going... No, you don't cross there. Mm-mm.
See, and I even told her I
I've
wanted
heard
to yell out the
stories
window,
about
I
people
see you, to the guys wearing the camo, but she said no.
It's weird.
Because the camouflage doesn't work if we can see them. So
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, people...
I could see them, so the camo doesn't work.
You are a fool to come here.
Canadian bacon is not really a thing. It's cured pork loin. But it's weird ham. It's like pressed to a weird circle shape.
None of their computers are going to work now. They're going to be so mad. They're going to want to play Asteroids and their computers aren't going to work.
The only time I ever heard of Canadian bacon was in the UK. Never heard it here in New York. They have it just across the border. They have it like on pizza and everything. It's weird. It's circle ham. It's little circles of ham. We don't have it.
Cirkham is another word for it. Cirkham.
They don't patrol them as much around New Brunswick.
I can
Maybe it's
imagine they
because
would.
we're close to Vancouver, but they really patrol.
There's a lot
in the
of
middle of the fields and the forest.
a lot of illegal activity that can be
People
spotted
walk
along our
across
borders,
with
so.
hockey bags. Yeah, they carry hockey bags while they're walking through the woods. You know, nothing makes you look all innocent by carrying hockey bags through the woods. Beware, border guards don't have a sense of humor. I know.
Oh no, they don't.
They don't at all. When they ask you if you have more than $10,000 and you answer, I wish, they don't accept that as an answer. Yeah. Have you ever been to Point Roberts, Washington? It's part of the Swasan, BC, but it belongs to the USA. Weirdest border in North America. Yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing.
And they're getting
Nothing.
decimated right now because there's no tourist money
Nothing.
coming in.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. There's nothing there. It's the tiniest little town. It's just the woods.
Yep.
Nothing there. They have to go to Blaine for school. I feel really bad for those kids. Not that there's school right now, but you know,
Back in the
that would
caves
be
again.
really hard. So many people too. If they live in Point Roberts, they work down in Whatcom County,
Right.
elsewhere, like in Bellingham and such, because there's nothing there. Yeah, that would be really hard right now. because it's quite the ordeal going across the border. I have a few people, I know people that have gone through or tried to go through, and it doesn't work very well.
I'm just gonna lay low until the heat's off. Just gonna
I'm
lay
annoyed
low.
that the kill count is maxed out.
Me too. I really would like to see a much higher kill count.
Have you been to Walla Walla, Washington? I have. Not. Yeah, I've got gas there before. I bought
I was
peaches
trying
there before.
not to do this.
I'm not a
Guys,
huge fan of
forced my
Walla Walla.
hand.
I can't breathe in Walla
And my
Walla.
lightsaber.
One thing I remember from school, Chief Peo Peo Mox Mox of Walla Walla. History. Ta-da! See, I remembered something from American history in high school. Peo Peo Mox Mox Walla Walla.
I don't think that's a real thing.
It is. It really is. Somebody can look that up. It's the thing. Any plans for a very small meetup soon?
Plans, no. Hopes, yes. I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
We'll see where the numbers end up, but I'm hopeful that we can have one soon. It'll probably be restricted to 10 people, but we'll see. I really wish it'd let me go outside. That'd be nice. You guys know where outside is? Because I can't find
Star
outside.
Wars, the Clone Wars.
I have. I haven't seen the new season yet.
How is Sumas, Washington? Like, what have you seen? Sumas is just gas stations, places to mail things and receive mail, and places you can buy dairy. They don't have a grocery store there. There is a bar. There's no hotels. It's gas stations and delivery places and dairy.
I have to think, too, they're getting annihilated right now economically.
I do feel bad for the people of Sumas. Because it's not like people are going to drive up from Bellingham to go to Sumas.
Right.
Yeah, that would be really hard for them. But there's nothing.
We got this. Yeah, you got it all right.
That's all that's in Sumas.
Dead.
Bunch of gas stations.
We got
like
this.
One
and snapped his
street.
neck.
It's like 2 blocks long. People go there to get gas. What did you do to Shadow that had him hissing in the video today? I don't want to upset him.
He hissed it at Bear. I don't know what's going on with him and Bear. I don't know if you remember last night, but they woke you up because they decided to have a fight on top of you.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I was hoping
really
you wouldn't
tired.
remember.
No.
Because yeah, they decided they were going to fight while Bear was on top of you, and I was like, what the hell? Because you had just gone to sleep too.
Do you think the 60-game baseball season will work?
You know what's funny is Rob Manfred basically admitted, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get it in, and he's taken some heat for that. But at least it's the first honest thing I've seen that man say in a while.
Just use the lightsaber and cut a hole to the outside. Yeah, good
wish I
plan.
could.
Because you're just going in loops.
I don't have a choice.
Going around, and around, and around, and around. Favorite Maynard James Keenan song? Oh, that's hard.
Anima with Tool, The Noose with Perfect Circle, and with Pussifer,
Maybe Green Valley. Probably Green Valley for me.
Green Valley's pretty good.
I really like that one. Though their version of Bohemian Rhapsody is kind of fun. Oh, and So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. That one's good. If kids would stop wanting to listen to it all the time, that would help.
I like the Doomed better.
But oh yeah, that one's fun too. Yeah, there's a lot of fun ones. Do your cats scratch?
No, I don't have a cat scratch, so no, not really.
Shadow will, but not intentionally.
He will. Well, with me it's
he does it
intentional.
when playing, and then he's like, oh crap. Lilybell will swat at you, but she doesn't ever purposely scratch. Like, ever. She's really good at not scratching.
How many people have I killed? It's got to be in the hundreds, right? I think it's got to be
Favorite
probably
arena
400,
food?
500. I don't know. White spot at the.
Yeah, we don't really get arena food. It's expensive.
It tends to be expensive. We usually wait until we leave and then get food on the way
Yeah,
home.
we'll stop on our drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really get arena food.
Med Bay.
How's coronavirus holding up where you are? It's doing good. It's back to. There's only 2 people in the ICU right now in all of the province. There's, what was it, 9 new cases in the past day for the whole province. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. We had a little bit of a spike going into phase 2 because they've started opening things up, like restaurants you can dine in now. But we're going back to much lower numbers, so that's good.
Take it again.
What's the fastest you've won the Stanley Cup in an NHL game?
Well, I had old NHL games. I would just play the whole season. I'd play every game, so I would win 16 games in a row. With GMing, I think the way I won it with the Canucks there, that might be the fastest I've ever won it. And there's proof that I did it, so I'm kind of proud that there's proof I did it.
Have you had sizzling bacon? Sizzling bacon?
You mean Sicilian bacon?
No, there's 2 Z's in it. Sizzling bacon.
No.
I'm gonna guess no. I don't know
Probably
what
not.
that word means.
This will cut you down.
I've had a cat for about a year. Would it be a bad idea to get another one?
Depends on the temperament.
Yeah, it is easier to get another cat when they're younger. Our cats still don't like each other though, so there is a chance. And we tried too. We looked up all the things you do to get cats to like each other, and
Yep.
I mean, they used to not even be able to be in the same room, so they're better than they were.
Yeah, it started out really ugly. It's
Yeah,
not
it
nearly
was-
as bad
it was
now.
Bad at first.
The problem we're having now is that Pixel's decided I'm her human, and so she wants Shadow and Bear to go away. Because I'm her human. That's it. She's not hearing anything of sharing me with other cats.
What's the process to move to Canada? If I become a Canadian citizen, do I need to give up my U.S. citizenship?
You don't need to, no.
Nope. The Americans don't like it, but you are able to be dual. I'm dual. My mom is dual. My grandmother wasn't, because back when she's Canadian. She was born in Canada. She moved to the States. Back then, you had to give up your Canadian citizenship to be American, and there was no way in hell she was going to do that. So she just had a green card. But no, you don't have to give it up, and it really depends on how you go about being a citizen. There's quite a few different ways to, like, there's different visas that you can get that you can then turn into permanent residency and then into citizenship. The easiest is through a work visa. That's the most common. That's what most people do. Most people that we know that have moved to Canada, they come through a work visa.
I knew a lot of people from
Yep.
the Philippines that's how they came in, was on a work visa.
Yep.
And then once they
that.
got their visa, then they'd quit. They'd quit our
Well,
job.
there's usually
They get a
certain
better
amount of
job.
Time. Yeah, you have to work at whatever job it is, and you have to keep your permanent residency. And there's different things that you have to do. But once you have your permanent residency, then you're good. Then you can keep your permanent residency for really however long you want, but you have to keep renewing it. And then you apply to get your citizenship. But it's expensive. Yeah. So that's, yeah.
Your time is short.
You should give up
Who's he
U.S.
talking to?
citizenship so you don't have to file taxes in both countries. There's trickiness to it. It's not as simple as just giving up U.S. citizenship, because The U.S. government is kind of pissy about people giving up their citizenship. For some reason, they feel insulted, and so I have heard of cases where then the American government decides, well, fine, if you don't want to be a citizen, then you don't need to come here. So I have thought about giving up American citizenship, but I can't have that because I do have family that lives in the States. So
At the very least, you might want to wait until after the election and after the pandemic's over, and then look at it.
Thoughts on strawberry rhubarb parfait David's tea? It's not bad. I only like it iced. I don't like fruit tea hot, but it's not bad. There are some other ones that I prefer, like the was it frosted raspberry? That one's
frosted
really
raspberry
good.
was very good.
That one's really good. And Bear Trap, that one's really good too. Yeah, the strawberry rhubarb's not bad. Raspberry would like to speak to you about all these videos with cats in them and no rabbits. There's a thing called equal time.
Well, Yvonne's in charge of the raspberry videos.
You know, well, she doesn't do much.
She doesn't do anything. She really doesn't.
The kitties are weirdos and they do weird stuff. Raspberry just kind of sits there and munches on grass, and while it's the cutest thing ever, she doesn't do much.
She's not a very active bunny, unless she thinks I'm going to move her, and then she gets really kind of grunty.
It's not the best they have.
You guys keep saying that, and yet they keep sending more.
Only 2 countries in the world that tax based on citizenship, not residency. I know, it's weird. Wait, you still have to pay American taxes still in Canada? Yep, if you are an American citizen, it does not matter where you get your income, you still have to pay American taxes. Even though you have to pay taxes from wherever your residency is, you still have to pay American taxes. It's silly. And you have to pay into, what's it called?
Your retirement.
No, not the retirement. The, I forget what it's called.
Communist tax?
No,
They have that,
Social
though.
Security. You
That's
still
why I
have to
said
pay.
communist tax.
You still have to pay into that. And I even called once and I was like, wait, what? So I have to pay, but can I get that? Like if for some reason I can't work or something, no, you don't get it if you're not in the States. Well, then why do I have to pay into it? Yeah, I'm only American in that I was born in the States, but I was born in the States to Canadian. I'm a 4th generation Canadian. So even though I was born in the States, I was raised super duper Canadian. Kind of, and I think I've had some people dispute that with me, and I'm just, seriously, why are you arguing with me about this? Why does it matter to you? But I think people have trouble with that just because Canada and the US are so close together and they see it as not being so different. But if you think about it from people that are from other countries, like from Europe or whatnot, so Italian Americans, they really keep their culture and they do things specifically from their country. My mom made sure that we were raised super duper Canadian. I was the weird kid in school that I didn't know the songs, the Star Spangled Banner and things like that. But you know, if you needed me to sing God Save the Queen or Maple Leaf Forever, I know those.
I don't know Maple Leaf Forever.
Right? And my mom made sure we knew those. We celebrated Canadian Thanksgiving, not American Thanksgiving. We
I don't think I know
did
God Save the
Boxing
Queen.
Day. We
I think I do.
did, yeah. We ate super British Canadian. Yeah, I was definitely raised Canadian, and we were in Canada all the time. So, yeah, because my whole family lives in Canada. We were the only ones in the States.
Have we been doing this for an hour and a half?
Probably. Yeah, we have.
Alright,
To the
so...
hockey couple from H&K Pie, I love you guys. Please pause and show me the notebook and pen from the THG channel. I need those. Good vibes. I need hockey. Also, what color do you recommend for your THG hoodie? Oh, the notebooks. Is it your... Yeah. I get those from the dollar store.
Well, this is the actual YouTube one we got.
There's several of them. I get them from Dollarama.
There's another
And
one.
a lot of times they have different ones. They're
Another
the
one.
same. They're just bound like little journals, and they have the elastic. So you can use it as a bookmark. I just get those from Dollarama.
Oh, this has all my favorite movies listed in here. And then see, this is where I do the timestamps. So that's for all the timestamps. That's fun.
And what color do you recommend for the THG hoodies?
Oh, what color do we have for ours?
I know you have a gray.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I have the gray. Well, the gray long sleeve shirt.
Is it?
The hoodie, isn't the hoodie blue?
Well, that could be. I don't remember. I think it's really what color you like. We tried to make them so that people could pick the color based on like what teams they like. So, yeah, there's different colors.
Retreat this.
No threat. Choose this path.
How is the weather right now? Well, it's not raining right
Crappy.
this second.
It's just crap. It's cold. It's not. Doesn't feel like summer.
This will cut you down.
Why is this game just about Vader? I thought there was way more to it than...
There is. Once it finishes installing, but I'm starting to think it's not going to until I'm not playing it. So, I'll play it next time, I promise. I'll make sure it fully installs and I get all the maps installed with it. Because I legit can't die. So yeah, I'll do that, but we'll shut her down here. Thank you guys so much for all your support. In the usual, and I will increase my empire next time.
I can't help myself. Yvonne needs a ring.
She does,
So
and
the
it's
gray
gonna happen.
hoodie, the gray looks nice. It does. We have one in the gray, and it does look nice.
Yeah, it suits it with
Yeah.
that with the like the Boston style logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
Yep.
bring back the bedtime stories.
The plan is to do that absolutely.
You have to pay U.S. taxes as a dual citizen because the U.S. is upset that Shannon keeps doing videos on the War of 1812 and because the U.S. government is concerned that Shannon is hoarding potatoes.
Oh, we're definitely hoarding potatoes.
To the Yvonne Needs Raise Fund.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are funny.
All right, thanks for coming out. And again, I'll do the Entertainment Guy live stream on Sunday, and on Saturday we'll have the THG. We'll see how I screw up the Canucks and destroy everything then. And don't be surprised if I wear my Empire shirts on the Hockey Guy channel, just a little bit, because I have an Empire, so I got to look like it. So
We have to.
got to live up to that Empire thing. So it's weird. All right, thanks for coming out.
Maybe.
Bye, all. I'm getting killed.